Hey there, Howard with IT On Demand. I want to talk with you today about a problem that I see year-round, but we're going to start to see it more and more during the holiday season. I made a video a couple of days ago about scams that happen on emails and via text. This scam is a little bit different, but it is something that you'll see a lot of as we go through the holiday season. This is a credit card or debit card scam. So, by the way, I think it's important that we talk about these things so that way it kind of dispels the stigma around it. Anybody can fall for these scams, but also you may not have actually fallen for anything. Something may have just happened. So I was checking my bank account this afternoon. I do that on my business bank account at least once a day. Not so much because I'm worried about what money is coming in, but more because I'm worried about what money is going out. And what I mean by that is business bank accounts have a different level of protection than a personal bank account has. Actually, it's not quite as good. So I try and check my business bank account once a day so that way I can spot and stop any malicious activity that might be going on. Now, I was checking my business bank account and I saw first one and then multiple Facebook ad payments. Now, this is troubling for a couple of different reasons. One, I don't run a lot of Facebook ads. I do have a couple running. But when I put in my payment information, I actually run my Facebook ads through my PayPal account. It's an extra layer of protection that I have. Well, I had 26 pending transactions from Facebook. Actually, I don't think that they were from Facebook. They were from records that said FB or Face BK. And there were a number of zero pending transactions, but then there were a bunch that were 918, 905, 411. In total, the total number of transactions ended up being $9,400 in my pending transactions. Now, I may not have noticed this for a couple of days if I didn't check my bank account every day, but I can tell you this would have a negative effect on me and my operations of my business because the checking account that this hit was my operating checking account. That's the account that I use to pay daily bills or make payroll for my employees or pay my taxes, pay my vendors. So I have a couple of transactions that actually were valid today for vendors. And then I have, like I said, about 26 transactions that were invalid. I called up my bank and they disabled my card, but I can't actually go ahead and place a claim in until these go from pending to actually having cleared. This is a debit card, a debit Visa card rather than a regular Visa card. So that's another little thing that you have to make sure of if you're using a Visa card, a credit card, MasterCard, credit card, Amex, Discover, whatever. You have different levels of protection than if you use a debit credit card. So when you use a debit card, it's actually not a debit credit card, it's just a debit card. But when you use a debit card, you have to stay on top of those things, especially on a business account. So I am pretty sure that this happened when my card got skimmed somewhere. It means that somebody read the card using a nefarious method and then went ahead and are using my card now in other places. Now, why is this important? It's important because if I didn't check, I might now be out 9,000 and change, which I really can't afford to be. So what I do is I check my business bank account at least once a day. I check my personal bank account 2 or 3 times a week, and I just like to see what kind of transactions are going on. Stay vigilant because these are types of scams that will happen. Also, make sure that you notify your bank or your credit card company right away. It's less likely that you will then be on the hook for these types of scams the sooner you notify them. Again, this is now going to be a bit of a pain in the butt because I had my business bank card canceled. I have to go to the bank tomorrow to go ahead and get a new one, and I have to put a new card on file with about 3 dozen vendors. But it's better to do that than to potentially be out almost $10,000. So stay safe during this holiday season because it's dangerous out there. Take care now. Bye-bye.